So, welcome to day 12 of the Cornwall 500 news. You might not recognise me because I've had a haircut and I've had my beard trimmed. So, yeah, I look about 2 weeks younger and I'm not wearing red. As you may have noticed, the astute among you. So, it was actually yesterday, but we got back really quite late, so I just didn't have time to do the news. And I've been out and about sorting a few things on my chair today and just really trying to relax a little bit. I'm so exhausted. It's like even when you have a day out, do you know what? I feel for people that work so many days a week. They have one day off and it's like you don't even recoup, do you? So yeah. Anyway, I done 28.58 miles yesterday. So that's 28.5 miles. And now I'm on a total of 293.2. Now then, tomorrow I'm going to break the 300, but I cannot tell you how or where. So where did I start yesterday? Let's bring over. I might jump around a bit in this news because I've got some videos to show you. So I started in Carus Bay and went all the way around St Ives, around that North Coast Road, all the way down to Gore, Levant, and I think it's Levant, the way Pottery Mine, down through to Seddon Cove and out to Land's End. That was a long old stretch, but what a lovely, amazing road. So I've got some lovely footage that Shannon took while I was on the road. I'll talk you through some of it. This was on the main North Road and just random bits. Such a lovely road though. It's the views up there, the stuff to look out for. The Gurnard's Heads, it looks like a really nice pub along the way. We're going to return there. It looked like really misty all the way for the first hour. It looked like we were going to hit the top of the peak where the clouds were. And then you realise you're inside the clouds. I thought that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's me going. Well, it feels fast in the chair. It feels really fast. This is a time lapse of what it's like being me on the road. You might freak out a little bit watching this. But I was going through here. I can't remember whether it was 2 now. But I stop on this hill. Look. So what happens with the chair, it just stops. Now I have to wait a few minutes for the motors to reset and the timers to come back in. So I carry on there and we're looking at a way of prolonging that thermal reset or something like that now. Apparently in programming that can be done that I can. So me pulling in for the cars. Shannon going past me again. This is when I was in a cloud. Yep, walking on the clouds. There's me there, terracing up over a hill at a crazy rate of knots. The traffic are so patient with me. I'll give them that. I don't know how much more I put in this video, so I'm just filling now. Oh, I did have a moment with a chicken that you're going to have to... Oh, here's me coming into Land's End. Yes, that comes to an end. I want to show you this video. I think it's so funny. Try not to laugh. I never expected the gaps to be quite this wide.
No, he's going to go past me.
Yeah. Okay, that did hurt. So the first place, the Leach Pottery. That's a wonderful museum and a pottery place and all of that, and it's really quite accessible. They're working on it a little bit more, but they're doing a refurbishment over the next few months. They just want to let everybody know they're not going to be open all the time, but it's going to be much better once it's open and all that. that was Mark and Alison there at Leach Pottery. They were so cool. And then the PED Over. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. But that's right down overlooking the seafront on St. Ives. It's really quite difficult to get to, so we want to kind of highlight them, and lovely place in there. Really good reviews. That's Alana making me look really good. There's Mark and Claire at the Gore. That I remember going there as a kid. They got so much there to look at and all that, and it's quite a lot of it's accessible when they're working on that as well. So both the Pottery and these guys are going to work with me of making it more accessible, and that's the spirit of the Cornwall 500. It's not to call people out for not doing, but it's how can we work with them? How can we improve it? How can we highlight and maybe get the funding to do these things? And they have the bits that you cannot get to, and I kind of understand in a mine, they have a virtual tour and they use technology to allow us to do it. Just I didn't have time to stick around and do it then, but I will be back. And then I did go on a little detour down to Levant Mine, halfway in between, and then my team phoned me and goes, "You're going the wrong way." So we went up to Botanic Mine and the Count House, and there's Chris there modelling the plaque pack that they've got. And then finally we got to Land's End, and these guys, Land's End was so beautiful. You know, the sun was setting and all that. It was an absolute, really amazing. That's Laura, Neve and Ezra. They searched the whole hotel for any staff that was a bit quiet, trying to get a whole load of them. But no, they did a good job. Thank you, Laura, Neve and Ezra. You guys are awesome. Now, just before I go back somewhere, just want to share some pictures of Land's End. How cool is that? It's a good picture, Shannon. Well done. You might see that in The Voice and the Cornish reports, all the news and all that, because that's the one we use, because that's an amazing photo. And then there's the air ambulance. Now, then, that it says it's the first Cornwall Air Ambulance. I don't know if it's the actual first one or one that I don't know. But that is exactly like the one I went into. So you slide in the back of it and your head comes up just behind the pilot's seat. And I remember literally, I barely fitted into it, being 6 foot. It was touch and go. And I always remember the pilot up above me and the guy to my right was literally sat there with his knees on top of me while I was looking up because I had a tracheotomy. No, I didn't. I had tubes now coming out my nose now at that point. I had my tracheotomy put in when I got to Salisbury. That was a horrible, rough night, that was. But that's a different day. That's my book, that is. The views along that road were absolutely stunning. I got to be honest, it's my new favourite piece of road in Cornwall. Really, really, really stunning road. I stopped off quite often. I was thinking, I've got to make hayway. I've got to get on with it. But yeah, I just kept stopping and look at the views. What's my next picture? Oh, they're both the same. Right, bring it back to me. So yeah, and then we returned to the Carus Bay Hotel. They already had the plaque and all that because we popped in there in the morning. And by the time we come back, they had the plaque on the wall. They're going to have a few more plaques and all that. Thank you for their cooperation and the support that they give the air ambulance. Every guest has a voluntary extra amount on the staying there. I think £10 or something. All goes to the air ambulance. It's companies like that. It's not just individuals that donate, which is massively important. It's companies and everybody and all that. The air ambulance needs the year-on-year support to keep flying. And it's such a valuable service. So companies like Carus Bay Hotel and all that, great support. There's Dan, Denisa, Mia, Nicole and Georgiana. Hopefully I've got their names right. If I haven't, I apologise. But what were we to do? Ted, while we were busy working, Ted had a lovely pizza. How nice does that look? So he scoffed that down after a long day, being a pilot and all that. That's a cool photo, isn't it? So we're going to do something with Ted. Ted is not his name. We're just calling him that for now because I've got to call him something, or her. So at some point, we're going to name the teddy, and I want you all to get involved. You can start putting ideas now and all that, but we've got loads of pictures of all the things he does all around Cornwall, and more people are going to, when they do their trials and things like that for the air ambulance, they're going to take Ted along with them. There he was with the air ambulance. So where was the picture of the air ambulance? Do you know what? If you look at that and you look at the new air ambulance, the one they've currently got and the one they're going to get, the difference it makes, the more, A, they can carry more than one person, B, they can carry them sideways. And it's just quicker, it's just so much better. It just shows how far this charity has become. And just remind you, it's a charity and you guys have funded that. You guys have helped to do that. And if you think of all the lives they've saved, whenever I talk to anybody, and whether it's youngsters, and even one of the girls from the hotel, I'm just considering whether to share the story. I won't share the story because it'll identify, but she lost somebody in the air ambulance due to a tragic accident, but it was there for them in that minute of hope. Doesn't always work out, but at least it provides hope. That's the main thing. It's that moment that your chips are down and everything goes wrong and you need help there and then, and you pick up that phone and you're in a desperate situation, and suddenly that air ambulance appears in the sky and all your fears and everything that you might go wrong just turns into that a little bit of hope. Just, there is help. And that's what you are providing. Not me doing this 500 miles. It's you donating. And we are hovering around the £5,000 mark. I've got money in my buckets. And if you see me in the street, I have got to be getting on, but stop me. Say, hey, I got a donation. Steven, stop. Steven, shout my name. That's the best way to get my attention. Everyone hears their own name. So shout Steven. Or mention the air ambulance. I will stop so you can put the money in the buckets, because that's what saves lives. So tomorrow I am out, and it's a bit like Where's Stevie? And if you see me, take a picture, post it on Facebook, and at that moment, the first person that starts to identify and people can see us, we will put the tracker live. But we won't do it until then. Okay, we won't do it until then. Got to work out how to do that. But that'll be really interesting. It will be sometime during the day tomorrow. It's something awesome. It's so exciting. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Take care, guys, and I will see you tomorrow night it may be Thursday, actually, given the time constraints tomorrow, but I will see you at some point tomorrow. Thank you, and I love you guys.